Hello, everyone. Um, okay, so I'm trying to do something new. This might be kind of weird, but I wanted to I wanted to play games and just talk about things that I don't know. I think people might be interested in hearing about, and these things could be things that might relate to people, or things that I'm currently going through that I don't know. I might be surprised by who might actually relate. Also, I don't know how good this is gonna go. I mean, I've never done this before, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous right now because I usually go off of a script. For anyone that doesn't know, like when I started my first YouTube video or did the podcast with my friend Briam, we definitely had a script, and I don't know, I've gotten comments saying from friends saying I'm kind of natural, and to be honest, I definitely did practice a little bit, and I did have a script. It was definitely not completely winged, and I just want to make that clear because I don't know, I can't take credit for that. I definitely did practice, and it's something super nerve-wracking actually, because so I just don't have a lot of friends that do it as well, so it's just trying this new thing. And it kind of, honestly, it did feel super scary, but I don't know, it was super fun. It is fun, and it's something I'm going to continue doing. But anyways, so that's just a little bit about what this is. I did explain what this is. It's just me gaming and talking about things that might be relevant. I don't know, I just like sharing things, and I like seeing who might relate to it. Today's topic, what I wanted to talk about is how I feel about graduating today. So right now, what is it? It's Saturday, June 13th, 1:42 p.m. and literally my virtual graduation is happening right now. And right now they're announcing graduate students. I'm not part of that. Plus, I really don't know any of them, so I'm just waiting until they announce my class. That was the introduction. Now I'm gonna actually play games, and the game that I'm playing right now is called Crash Team Racing. It's kind of like Mario Kart. Okay, so how do I feel about graduating? Honestly, it's so weird. It's weird to just graduate in general, because I've been going to college for this is 5 years for me, and it's been a while, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. I just feel like I was a freshman last year, and now I'm a senior, and I finally graduated. So one, it's weird just graduating in general. Two, it's weird and wild to graduate during a pandemic. I never would have imagined this is the way I finish my final year of college, is during a pandemic. I would have never imagined that. And I'll be honest, it was very difficult. And I just feel so good and validated that the commencement that's happening right now, a lot of the speakers were acknowledging that dude, it was hard. And I don't know, it's weird. It's weird because you don't want to ever complain. I even created a video on gratitude, but still I definitely still think it was hard. And it's nice because I have a lot of friends that also I was able to talk to, and they were able to tell me that it was really difficult to work through a pandemic. First off, for me, working from home is difficult, but it was also a good opportunity to learn, because I always knew that right after I graduated, I was gonna work from home for sure for at least a while, because I needed to get a job. But yeah, so I was planning on working from home, and it was a good opportunity to work in this environment where it's I'm forced to work from home, because now I can use all those lessons I learned for now, post-graduation. I mean, some of the things I learned are One, I can't work in a messy workspace. Like, I just can't. Like, my mind feels way too cluttered. So every morning when I would work, first thing I do is I make sure my desk is clear. Like, I just cannot work when my desk is messy. So if I have a clear desk, then I can focus more clearly. Two, physical exercise is more important than ever. I realize just how important physical exercise is because I can't stay in one area for 8 hours straight. Like, that's crazy. I have to move around often, so something I do a lot is I like going on walks, and it just kind of refreshes my brain, clears my mind, and helps me go back at it again. So while I was doing my last quarter working from home, I definitely went on quite a bit of walks. I at least went on a walk once a day, and then also I don't know, just moving. Like, that's one thing I realized, like, I have to move. I can't stay still in one area. So throughout the day I would get out of my room, go downstairs, talk to my family sometimes, or go in my garden, just walk somewhere, or even, I don't know, just take a light walk around my living room. It's kind of weird, but anything to get the legs moving. So yeah, 2 was physical activity was more important than ever, and I noticed that the days I didn't do physical activity, my mind would be even slower, and I'd be a lot more inefficient. So that's 2. 3, what else did I learn? For me, structure is very important. You know, working from home, you are given this freedom to craft your own schedule. Yeah, I definitely need a structure because I went ahead and did no structure, where I was waking up whenever I wanted, going to sleep whenever I wanted, and it's nice for a little bit, but then I realized just how unbelievably inefficient I was being. It's hard not, this is like personally how I work. Like, I need structure. I need to, I like to wake up and go to sleep around the same time. I like to work around the same hours. And once I realized that okay, just doing whatever I want is actually not good for me, I went ahead and created a structure. I would go to sleep and wake up around the same time, and that was very important for me to realize. I didn't know that. And now when I continue to work from home, like, I have a internship coming up that I'm super excited about with UW Resilience Lab, and that's what I'm going to do. Is I absolutely need structure. I'm going to go to sleep, wake up around the same time, work around the same hours, and that's personally the way I am the most efficient. So that's 3. I don't know how many things I'm going to go for that I learned, but okay, let's just stick it at that 3. I'm noticing it's videos around 10 minutes. Not trying to have this be too long, but okay, I talked about 3 things that I've learned while working from home. I want to wrap it up with how I feel about graduating during a pandemic in general. You know, I think when a lot of people, what I've heard as I've gone through college and I've seen other people graduate and I hear about their experiences, is people are really excited when they graduate. Like, it's a moment of celebration. I mean, you just worked your butt off. You're graduating with a degree. Like, you should be super happy. You should be hopeful with all the opportunities that are gonna come your way. But it's like, you know, it's hard to have that same kind of excitement when you're graduating during a pandemic, when the economy is suffering right now, when there's just so much suffering present in general. And you know, like, I think it can get really easy to just focus on all the negatives, like, this sucks, like, this is not going well, like, there's a pandemic, you know, there's all these things that people can perceive as being negative. But I think the way I've looked at it and how I've coped through just really difficult events is I really try to focus on the positive. Like, yes, it does suck that I'm graduating during a pandemic, during when the economy might not be good. You know, there's just a lot of companies who are rescinding offers, who aren't able to give as many offers, who are going through a hiring freeze, like all this like negative stuff. I think there's still a lot of opportunities coming our way, you know, the recent graduates, like everything is becoming like way more remote. Like there's remote technologies being utilized more, and it's kind of cool just to see that. Like, you know, there's a lot of work where you can honestly just do without being in a physical office or being physically present in an office. And that's kind of cool to think about. But also, I think there's just so many changes happening to the world right now where it's really making people think differently about their lives, really making people treat people differently. And I just think it's kind of cool how, like, I feel like the world is being reshaped and reformed into a world that more people want to live in. And I don't know, I think that's kind of exciting. It's like through all this chaos, there's like actual good that's coming out of it, even though sometimes that can be really hard to see. And yeah, it's gonna be difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's just so much unbelievable uncertainty in the air, and it's very like, I get super anxious all the time thinking about it. But I don't know, the way I think about it is I just try to think about how am I gonna get through the next day instead of the next 3 months, because thinking about the next 3 months is really hard nowadays. But more than the next day, I think about how am I gonna get through the next hour. Like, that's how I think about now, because it's just so much uncertainty. It gets very overwhelming. But no matter what, the thing that makes me be at peace is just knowing that we're all going through it together. Like, everyone is suffering in some way, and there's like you can relate with someone that's going through a possible situation, and that's how I've been going through it. And I've been able to talk to a lot of people. I feel very fortunate that I have friends that I can talk to about these things. And I don't know, I know we're gonna get through it together. And you know, there's vaccines that are in the progress of being created. This thing, like the thing I keep reminding myself, like this thing, the coronavirus, it's not forever. It's not going to be permanent. It's going to be temporary. There's been pandemics before like this, and it eventually came to an end. And that's what I keep reminding myself, like, this is not forever. This is not permanent, and it's going to be temporary. And until then, I'm just going to try to do my best to take it day by day. And that's a wrap for this video of me gaming and talking about random stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I don't know if I'm gonna do another one of these, but tell me if you enjoyed it, if you want me to talk more about random stuff. And yeah, I'll see you maybe in the next one, but take care, and I hope you have a great day.